Hey, today we're covering international SEO monitoring and how to track rankings across countries with proxies. If your business operates in more than one country, tracking search engine rankings from a single location gives you a dangerously incomplete picture. A page that ranks on the first page of Google in the United States might not appear in the top 100 results in Germany, the United Kingdom, or Japan. International SEO monitoring, which means systematically tracking your rankings across countries, languages, and Google domains, is the only way to understand your true global visibility. Proxies make this possible at scale, giving you the ability to query Google from any country and see exactly what local users see. This guide covers the complete methodology for multi-country rank tracking, from proxy selection to Hreflang monitoring to cross-country performance analysis. Google does not maintain a single global index. Each country-specific Google domain, like google.co.uk, google.dat, google.fa, or google.co.jp, serves results tailored to that market. Several factors combine to create significantly different SERPs for the same query across countries. Without monitoring each market individually, you are flying blind in most of your international markets. To set up multi-country rank tracking, start by identifying which countries and languages matter for your business. For each market, you need to specify the Google domain to query, the language parameter, the country parameter, and the keyword set, which may differ from your primary market. From there, proxies become essential. To see what Google shows users in Germany, you must make your request from a German IP address. Google uses the IP address as a primary signal for determining the searcher's location, and this overrides the goal parameter in many cases. For each target market, you need proxies located in that country, and the type of proxy matters as well. A common mistake in international SEO monitoring is simply translating your English keywords and tracking those translations, because this approach misses how people actually search in different languages. Effective keyword research for each market should cover direct translations of your core keywords, local search term variations and synonyms, locally popular terms that have no English equivalent, and English terms commonly used even in non-English markets, since many tech terms are searched in English globally. Hreflang tags tell Google which version of a page to show in which country and language. Incorrect Hreflang implementation is one of the most common causes of international SEO problems, and monitoring it should be part of your ongoing tracking process. The most common Hreflang issues to watch for are missing return links. If page A points to page B with Hreflang, page B must also point back to page A. Otherwise, Google ignores the Hreflang entirely. Using incorrect language codes like AIN UK instead of the required AIN GB is a frequent error that silently breaks Hreflang. Each page should also include a self-referencing Hreflang tag pointing to itself. Canonical conflicts, where the canonical URL points to a different page than what Hreflang specifies, send Google conflicting signals. Hreflang tags pointing to redirecting, 404 or otherwise non-200 URLs are also problematic. Incorporate Hreflang checking into your scraping routine by crawling your own pages through proxies in each target country. For each page, extract all Hreflang tags. Verify that each linked page returns a 200 status code. Confirm return links exist on the target pages. Validate language and country codes against ISO standards. And compare the page Google actually shows in each country against your Hreflang expectations. Just because your Hreflang is technically correct does not mean Google follows it. By checking actual SERPs from each country, you can verify that Google is serving the correct language version. Once you have ranking data across multiple countries, the real value comes from comparative analysis. Cross-country data often reveals that certain keywords are highly competitive in one market but relatively easy in another. A keyword at position 35 in the US market might have position 8 potential in Germany, simply because fewer competitors have optimized German language content for that term. Systematically identifying these gaps lets you prioritize optimization efforts where they will have the most impact. When scraping SERPs in non-Latin languages like Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Arabic, or Russian, character encoding becomes a significant concern. Ensure your scraper correctly handles UTF-8 encoding throughout the pipeline, from HTTP response decoding through HTML parsing to database storage. A single encoding error can corrupt keyword data and make historical comparisons impossible. When tracking rankings across countries, store timestamps in UTC and convert to local time zones for analysis. Rankings can vary by time of day in some markets, and comparing a 9 AM scrape in New York with a 3 AM scrape in Tokyo at the same UTC time may show artificial differences due to temporal ranking fluctuations. The same keyword translated across languages will have vastly different search volumes. Weight your visibility metrics by local search volume to get an accurate picture of actual traffic potential per market. A number 1 ranking for a keyword with 100 monthly searches in one market is less impactful than a number 5 ranking for a keyword with 50,000 monthly searches in another. For proxy configuration, use residential proxies from the target country, since data center proxies from a different country will produce unreliable results. Match the proxy country to the Google domain you're querying. German proxies for google.de, Japanese proxies for google.co.jp. Not all proxy providers accurately label their IP locations, so verify using IP geolocation services before relying on their claims. For local SEO monitoring within a country, city-level proxy targeting provides more accurate results, especially for queries with local intent. For operations tracking 15 or more countries, managing separate proxy pools becomes complex. Consider using a single proxy provider with global coverage and country targeting API parameters, which simplifies management significantly. Maintaining relationships with regional proxy providers can also provide better IP quality in specific markets where global providers have weaker coverage. A few practical tips: start with your top 3 to 5 highest revenue markets instead of trying to monitor 30 countries at once. In each market, identify the top 5 to 10 local competitors who may not appear in your primary market at all. Google shows different search features in different countries. So featured snippets, people also ask boxes, and local packs vary significantly by market. Set up market-specific alerts so a position drop in your highest revenue market gets faster attention than one in a market you're just entering. Cross-reference your scraped ranking data with Google Search Console performance data filtered by country to verify accuracy. Schedule monthly Hreflang audits. Since site changes, new pages, and CMS updates can introduce errors even when your implementation was correct before. Also account for seasonal differences. Summer products peak at different times in the northern and southern hemispheres, and cultural events like Chinese New Year, Diwali, and Ramadan create market-specific search patterns. A few questions come up often on this topic. Can you track international rankings without proxies by using Google's GRAW and HL parameters? These parameters influence results, but do not fully replicate what a user in that country sees. Google still uses your IP address as a strong location signal and can override these parameters. For accurate international ranking data, you need proxies in the target country. Use the parameters in combination with geo-targeted proxies, not as a replacement for them. On proxy quantities, for a small to medium tracking operation of 50 to 500 keywords per country, a rotating residential proxy with country targeting is sufficient. For larger operations of 1,000 or more keywords per country, having access to at least 50 to 100 IPs per country ensures you do not overuse individual IPs. For your highest priority markets, consider 5 to 10 ISP proxies for maximum reliability and consistency. On whether to track on local Google domains or Google, come with country parameters. Track on the local Google domains, while google.com with GLDA will show Germany influence results. It is not identical to what google.be shows. Most users in each country use their local Google domain, so that is where your ranking data should come from. For completeness, you can also track Google. Com results to understand your global English language visibility, but treat local domain rankings as the primary data source. For keywords that exist in multiple languages, many technical terms, brand names, and English loanwords are searched across countries. Track these as separate keyword country pairs. Software development might be searched in English, even in Germany, but the SRP composition will be completely different on google.de versus google.com. Track both the English term and the local translation, like software entwicklung, on each relevant Google domain to capture the full picture. For reporting to stakeholders, create per-market dashboards showing local language keywords and local competitive context. Executives typically want a summary view with overall visibility score per country, trending indicators, and a comparison across markets. SEO teams need the detailed keyword-level data with position history, SERP feature tracking, and competitor analysis. Avoid combining all countries into a single average, since aggregate metrics hide the market-specific insights that drive actionable decisions. That's everything on international SEO monitoring and tracking rankings across countries with proxies. Check out our other guides at dataresearchtools.com for more on related topics. Until next time, take care.